Lawmakers from across the state sharing their reaction tonight to the governor's address.
News 8's Adriana Doria is live outside the Capitol. What are lawmakers saying tonight?
Brian, Amber, a variety of different topics talked about in that State of the State tonight. You heard it from Rick, but a big emphasis was placed on bipartisanship. Are they going to be able to work across party lines? And that's going to be even more important with this coming session with the split government. I got a chance to talk with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to get their reactions to the address tonight and to see if working across party lines is going to be a possibility.
7 down, 1 to go.
In her 7th State of the State address, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer hitting topics like Michigan roads, the economy, tariffs, and affordable housing. But lawmakers' reactions were mixed.
Listen, I think criticism has to be pretty low because what we saw was a unifying message. I'm all on board for bringing people together. I think people are tired of feeling divided.
Long on public relation tested points, short on actual policy issues.
A key theme Wednesday night, working across the aisle. Lawmakers saying it's about finding compromise, especially when it comes to roads.
But I think that really what we need to understand is it's not about getting everything that we want in the moment, but finding ways to find that incremental progress and find something that can last beyond just a single term of the House or Senate. And I think we can do that with the governor's leadership.
Look, I'm cautiously optimistic. It's who I am. And ultimately, we have had governor after governor and legislature after legislature that has kicked the can down the road and put Band-Aid fixes. And the time is, we can no longer afford Band-Aid solutions. We need a long-term, lasting solution that will live past this administration and its successor. One that we can ensure that we have sustainable road funding and transportation infrastructure funding so that everyone in Michigan can get around safely and affordably.
I think it's incredibly important for us to find a solution, and for me, that sustainable long-term solution is going to require bipartisanship, and not just ideas, but votes.
I'd say I have a pretty positive relationship with Governor Whitmer. She's accessible to me. We talk frequently. And you look at this, right? I put roads on the table. The House Republicans led on roads.
Consensus at the end of the day, you have a Republican House, a Democrat Senate, Democrat governor. And as I look at it, that you got to be serious to get to work and finish that work.
Compromise to get things done. And frankly, that's like what you said. Last week we had the ESTA and the sick pay thing over the finish line. Was it what I wanted? No, but it probably wasn't everything the Democrats wanted either. That means compromise.
I love the idea of the governor being bipartisan. There's just 20 years of history proving otherwise. My hope is that her 180 U-turn is genuine, and if so, I'm looking forward to working together with her to make sure that we bring Michigan back.
Yeah, a lot of different things that they're going to be talking about, and bipartisanship is going to be a big thing. Are they going to be able to compromise? A lot of the lawmakers that I talked to say that they're feeling positive, especially after what we saw last week with the paid sick time and minimum wage policies that they passed on a bipartisan basis. They're saying their hope that will be a trend throughout the rest of the session. But again, a lot we will be keeping an eye on in the coming days and coming months of the session. For now, live in Lansing, I'm Adriana Doria, News 8.